Momentum, a term used in the Sonic community for a long time. It's the foundation of what makes the franchise so unique in the gameplay department. Going down a slope makes you faster, rolling down one even faster. See a slope, jump off of it, you're sent flying. Except, this is not the term. Momentum in Sonic games is being very much misused by Sonic fans, and it can actually be something very damaging to the simple discussion of Sonic gameplay in the first place. But how do you misuse a term like momentum? Because Sonic fans are stupid. Except 543 of them, but all the rest are dumb. It's difficult to know where the term momentum was first used, but it might have been around the time of Sonic Unleashed Colors and Generations, after the adventure formula was put to rest and 3D Sonic gameplay was redefined by the boost formula, when for the first time, momentum quote-unquote became an option instead of the default. The term from then on became synonymous with the classic style of Sonic the Hedgehog gameplay, where you gain and maintain momentum through skillful play. It was associated with the low skill floor and high skill ceiling of Sonic games. You could be average at gaining decent speed as Sonic in his first game, or you could manipulate the terrain to gain crazy speeds, find shortcuts and goodies, and basically the lyrics of the Sonic anthem. It's also associated with the adventure games a lot, the crazy spin dash jumping of the original Sonic Adventure, and how despite those games making some tweaks to the gameplay of Sonic, still acquired a level of knowledge of momentum to do well, and be above average in those games, and it was really satisfying. However, it's weird how the term isn't associated with games like Heroes, Shadow the Hedgehog, or Sonic 06 that often. I mean, those games don't seem to have that much momentum compared to the two adventure games, but it's undeniable 06 was far closer to the adventure games than Heroes or 05, but I'll give them a pass. But really, the momentum term was only really used when its antithesis was introduced into the franchise, and I think this is a good way to explain the term momentum. It isn't used to describe something about early Sonic games. It was more of a term used to be the opposite of the boost once it was introduced, like the anti-boost, and the price was the accuracy of the term. However, I want to keep it clear that there is indeed a correct way of using the term momentum in a Sonic discussion, and it might even be used by you since you clicked on this video, but it's not the popular way of using it by the fandom. During all my explanation of momentum in the classic and adventure games, everything was subjectively right, except the use of the word momentum. But what's my proof? The dictionary. Momentum is the quantity of motion in a moving object or the speed gained by a moving object. Yeah, that's what it means. Sonic fans have been using the term momentum as something so insanely specific about the franchise. The manipulation of rolling and the terrain to gain speed, the programmed mechanic of gaining speed by going down slopes, when its real meaning that has been used for, I kid you not, half a millennium, is some of the most general and basic terms in the history of physics. Move your arm in any direction you feel like. You done? Well, that's momentum. And the ridiculousness doesn't stop there. Let's apply this to other video games for a closer comparison. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. In the game, once you press the run button, you gain speed. That is momentum. When you jump and carry that speed, that is also momentum. What about Mario? Does Mario move and keep that speed once he jumps? Well, that's momentum. Alright, screw it. When you're watching this video, the movement of your hands on your phone is momentum. The movement of your mouse is momentum. Walking is momentum. Sitting is momentum. Jumping is momentum. Eating is momentum. You are momentum. You are the M word. Please don't go running to a mental hospital, just keep watching the video. Believe me, it's healthier. In case you haven't realized, the term momentum is literally a more sophisticated way of describing the movement of every single object in the universe. You turn the very fabric of reality into a controversial term used for a video game. Do you have any idea the glorious achievement of stupidity that is for us Sonic fans? Now it becomes insanely easy to deconstruct the argument boost games don't have momentum. They have running, jumping, and everything. That is momentum at its core. Because whether you have to earn it or not is not even a factor in the real definition. So that means boost games have the same amount of momentum as an adventure or classic game, considering momentum as something programmed. In fact, the design philosophy of boost games is maintaining the speed you gain by pressing the boost, which means boost games are literally about maintaining momentum. The truth is, momentum has always indeed been a part of the Sonic the Hedgehog games, even more than other games, which is kinda simple to explain because Sonic the Hedgehog is a game designed around speed, and speed basically means momentum. Combine it with the slope physics, you're very right. Sonic the Hedgehog as a video game series has always embodied the fundamental idea of momentum and used it as a focus. It's from momentum that you can judge if a Sonic player is good at the game or not, but since it began to be used as the anti-boost, the second term for the adventure style, it just ruined some of Sonic discussion, especially because I know there are a lot of people that do agree with me that using momentum as a term in Sonic games doesn't work very well. Okay, rant section is over. Not the biggest fan of full-on rants, even though my channel has already pointed out a few problems with the franchise. I still praise many things and bring real constructive criticism that isn't really negative. So I'll try to make the previous section of the video pay off into something more constructive this time. So I said in the beginning of the video, how should the term momentum be used in a conversation? Well, it's simple, just use it based on the dictionary definition. For example, the light dash of Sonic Frontiers doesn't carry the player's momentum. That's correct. Your momentum, your inertia from beforehand is not carried over when you light dash. You come to a full stop. Sonic fans already use this term correctly in some forms. We just have to stop using it incorrectly and over-specifying it. But now, if the currently used momentum doesn't fit what Sonic fans want to say, then what other term should be used? Well, just replace it with something else. Slope physics is a flawless, perfect example. It's the perfect replacement for the term momentum, but this time it actually means what it means. Think about it, the classic games have slope physics-based gameplay. This is what gives the game such a high skill ceiling, the satisfying ways to manipulate the controls, find goodies and shortcuts. This is what makes slope jumping a thing in the adventure games and makes them so satisfying to play. However, slope physics is still a thing in many games, even in the early boost games made in Hedgehog Engine 1. Sonic Frontiers and Shadow Generations lack slope physics in their programming. Going down slopes means nothing to your speed. However, when it's indeed present, the design of the game around slope physics is what makes the Sonic gameplay we all know and love so much we started to be chased by the Twitter opinions police by simply saying its name. I want to end this video on a more positive note than calling most of the people viewing this video dummies. It's not too late, bro, just click the button. My final message of this video is, next time you're discussing anything with anybody, a fat guy on Twitter or introducing Sonic to someone, next time you say anything, think about how the words you're using reflect on what you sincerely feel about the franchise you love. Now you might already be seeing a video about my suggestions in combining the boost and adventure formula. It's a really interesting idea, but remember, I might have used the term momentum the exact same way this whole video tells me not to. I guess we just have to live and learn.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And with all that said, bye-bye.